If you want to buy a business or if you want to sell your business, the key factor for success is valuing that business accurately. That's why we're here talking to Frank Havercamp with Sunbelt Business Advisors here in the state of Nebraska. Frank is an expert on valuing businesses and then helping either owners or buyers move the business forward. I'm Lynn Hinderaker, and thanks for joining me on WOWBIZ. And Frank, thanks for joining me on WOWBIZ. I'm excited to understand this elusive process called valuation. What's it all about?
Well, the most important step in valuation is determining what the net cash flow of the business is. There's lots of other things, but without that one, they don't matter.
Start with net cash flow.
That's right.
All right. Now define that for us, please.
Net cash flow is a combination of several things. It starts out with the profit or loss of the business. We add in the owner's salary, depreciation, interest, one-time expenses, and unfortunately, some businesses, personal expenses. They might have been paying some things out of the business that they really should pay from home.
We know that happens. All right. So we have net cash flow.
All right. And that's called seller's discretionary income or net cash flow, or an official term is EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, stuff like that.
Well, let's say that word one more time. EBITDA?
EBITDA.
Okay.
Now, all it really means is net cash flow. To the layman, we take that pile of cash that you as the owner of the business are actually earning out of it in one form or another. Okay? Yeah. We put that into a pile and we figure out what that is. And once we determine that, that's the most important component of figuring out what that business is worth.
All right. Now we move into multiples. That really comes down to a lot of different variables, right? It's not just three times or two times. How do you come up with a variable?
Well, there's a bunch of stuff. Let's start with the actual cash flow. If the cash flow is only $50,000, the multiple might be less than 1. If the cash flow is $300,000, $350,000, depending on the industry, it might be a 3, a 4, a 5. The next thing we look at is what industry are we in. If we're in something that's medically related or has age-related demographics that push it, the multiple is going to be higher. If I'm looking at a bar or a restaurant, which requires me to be there till 2 in the morning, the multiple is going to be lower because of the amount of work that's involved in it.
All right, so let's capture that for a second. You're really talking about, as you talk about the age thing, you're talking about an expanding market, a market that's getting bigger.
Exactly.
You also talk about lifestyle. Apparently, a lot of buyers are very selective about how much effort, personal work they want to put into the business, especially as they get into their later years. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It's no different than a house. A house that's worth $300,000 sitting on a street is worth $500,000 sitting on a lake.
I guess that kind of says it all right there. Lifestyle and demographics, size of the market. What about some key industries like technology, just for a second? Do they have high multiples or low multiples?
Sure they do. Internet businesses right now, there's high demand for those. And the multiples, they're a function of demand just like anything else. The multiple is caused by how many people want that business. So people want pharmacies, they want hearing aid stores, they want internet businesses where it's all on the computer and it's no touch. For instance, if I can distribute T-shirts or flags or purses or whatever via the internet and never touch them, that business is worth more.
All right. Now, bankers, of course, they have to evaluate or appraise a business before they lend money on it. Is their valuation process different than yours?
Oh, no. In fact, I only get paid if the job gets done. And so I use their process to value businesses because it does nobody any good for me to come up with some other formula. And there's lots of them out there that are wrong. What good does it do the buyer or the seller for me to come up with some formula that the bank doesn't use? We know what the bank's rules are, and we follow their rules to value a business because it doesn't matter what you think or I think. It matters what they'll lend.
All right. You know, Frank Havercamp reminds me of a machinist or a mechanic for a Lamborghini. He is so efficient. He knows exactly what to do, where to go, how to get it done. He's a bottom-line guy. I'd follow Frank into battle. Frank Havercamp with Sunbelt Business Advisors. We've learned a lot in a short period of time. Tell me a little bit about your organization. I know you're the best of the best. It's the largest system in the country that does this kind of thing, and you do an outstanding job here in the state of Nebraska. Congratulations on that. Tell me a little bit about your company and who's here and what do you do?
Okay, I'm a Sunbelt franchisee. I own the Sunbelt franchises for Nebraska. Sunbelt's the largest business broker in the world. We're in 30 countries, started in the United States in 1978. I'm the largest around here, and in fact, we sell more businesses here in the Omaha metro area than all of our competitors put together in many years, times 2 or 3.
Excuse me, I'm going to fall down to my knees here. Is there some secret ingredient? What's the secret sauce here in Omaha?
we've been here a long time. We're really straightforward with people. I believe 100% that it's about reputation. When I started out, we had to go and find every business that wanted to sell.
Yeah.
Now, 70-80% of what I do is by referral.
They come to you.
They come to me.
All right. Frank Havercamp with Sunbelt Business Advisors here in Omaha, the franchisee for the Sunbelt system throughout the state of Nebraska, an outstanding performer, knows how to value the firm. Once you get that done, you can move forward. Thanks for watching us here on WOWBIZ. My name's Lynn Hinderaker.